Hey there, welcome! I'm so glad you clicked on this video. So today we're going to talk about something that is absolutely everywhere in the tech world, and yet most beginners have never even heard of it. It's called Busybox, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what it is, why it exists, and why engineers who build routers, smart TVs, and even Android phones absolutely love it. Let's go.
Alright, so before we dive into Busybox itself, let's talk about where it lives, and that's the world of embedded Linux. Now, embedded Linux just means Linux running on a small, resource-constrained device. Think about your home Wi-Fi router, your IP security camera, a smart thermostat, or even that baby monitor on your shelf. All of these tiny devices are running a version of Linux under the hood. Pretty wild, right? And the challenge is, these devices have very limited memory and storage. We're talking maybe 32 megabytes of RAM and 8 megabytes of flash storage. That's it. So here's the problem. When you install Ubuntu or Fedora on your laptop, the full Linux system, with all its tools, utilities, and libraries, easily takes up 800 megabytes or more. But our tiny embedded device? It only has 8 megabytes of flash storage total. You can't fit a full Linux distribution in there. It's like trying to pack your entire wardrobe into a tiny matchbox. It just doesn't work. So engineers needed something radically smaller. And that's exactly where Busybox comes to the rescue. Introducing Busybox. Think of it as a single tiny executable file, usually around 1 megabyte in size, that packs over 300 Linux command line tools inside it. That's right, tools like ls, grep, echo, cat, wget, ping, sh, tar, gzip, ps, and kill, all bundled into one single binary file called Busybox. It's like having an entire Linux toolbox compressed down to the size of a single paperclip. Absolutely incredible engineering. And this is where the Swiss Army knife analogy comes in, and it's honestly perfect. A Swiss Army knife is one compact tool that unfolds into a knife, a screwdriver, scissors, a bottle opener, all from a single handle. Busybox works exactly the same way. It's one binary that, depending on how you call it, gives you different tools. Call it as ls and it lists files. Call it as grep and it searches text. Call it as ping and it tests your network. One binary, many personalities. That's Busybox. Now, let's peek inside Busybox to understand how it's organized. Internally, Busybox is divided into modules called applets. There are applets for file operations, applets for text processing, applets for networking, applets for process management, applets for disk utilities, and applets for a tiny shell. Think of it like a building with many floors. Each floor handles a different category of tools. And the really clever part? You can compile your own custom Busybox with only the applets you actually need, making it even smaller. Let's talk about size, because this is where Busybox really blows your mind. If you installed the full GNU core utils, plus bash, plus all the standard Linux utilities separately on a system, you'd be looking at roughly 80 megabytes of files. Now compare that to Busybox. The whole thing is about 1 megabyte. That's 80 times smaller. For an embedded device with only 8 megabytes of flash storage, that difference is the difference between possible and impossible. Busybox doesn't just save space, it makes Linux viable on tiny hardware. Now, here's something really important to understand. The difference between GNU tools and Busybox. GNU tools like GNU grep, GNU arch, GNU bash are the full-featured, fully loaded versions of Linux command line tools. They're packed with every option, every flag, every feature you could ever want. They're perfect for developer workstations and full desktop Linux systems. But they're large, and they depend on libraries, and they come as separate executables. Busybox, on the other hand, is a single executable with lighter weight implementations of those same tools. It deliberately trades some advanced features for a dramatically smaller footprint. So when do you use GNU tools and when do you use Busybox? Great question. If you're working on your laptop or a server, stick with GNU tools. You want the full power of Bash, the full features of grep with every possible option. But if you're building firmware for a router or an IoT sensor or a network appliance, Busybox is your hero. And here's something fun. Docker's smallest and most popular base image, Alpine Linux, uses Busybox instead of GNU tools to stay under 5 megabytes total. That's the right tool for the right job. So how does Busybox actually know which tool to run? This is clever. When Busybox is installed on a system, it creates symbolic links, or symlinks, that point back to the Busybox binary. So /bin/ls is actually a symlink to Busybox. /bin/grep is a symlink to Busybox. /bin/sh is a symlink to Busybox. When you run ls, the system calls Busybox, and Busybox looks at what name it was called with, technically argv0, and says, oh, I was called as ls, so I'll run the ls applet. It's a beautifully simple and space-efficient design. Let me walk you through the major categories of tools Busybox includes, because there are over 300 of them. File tools like ls, cp, mv, rm, and mkdir. Text processing tools like grep, awk, sed, and cat. Network tools like wget, ping, ifconfig, and netcat. Process tools like ps, kill, and top. Disk tools like mount, df, tar, and gzip. And most importantly, a shell called ash. Every single one of these is built right into that one binary. It's genuinely impressive how much functionality they've packed in. Let's talk about Ash, the Busybox shell. On your laptop, you probably use Bash, the born-again shell. Bash is great, it's feature-rich, but it's also about 900 kilobytes in size. Busybox includes its own shell called Ash, and it's only around 60 kilobytes. Ash is Bash compatible enough that most shell scripts just work. You can write if statements, loops, functions, all the basics are there. And on an embedded system with only 256 kilobytes of RAM available for the shell, Ash fits perfectly where Bash simply can't. Now, let's look at where Busybox shows up in the real world, because it's honestly everywhere. Your home Wi-Fi router, if it runs OpenWRT or DDWRT, is using Busybox. Your IP security camera is using Busybox. Smart TVs, network-attached storage devices, industrial control systems, set-top boxes. Busybox is the foundation of their Linux environment. Basically, if a device is small, runs Linux, and needs command line tools, there's a very good chance Busybox is doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Here's a fun one. Busybox is inside Android too. When you connect your Android phone to a computer with ADB, the Android Debug Bridge, and drop into a shell, you're actually using Busybox tools. Android's recovery mode, that screen you see when doing a factory reset, uses Busybox heavily. And if you've ever installed a custom ROM or rooted your Android device, you've almost certainly seen Busybox mentioned. It's the quiet workhorse powering Android's command line layer. And now let's talk about Docker, because Busybox has found a whole new home in the container world. When developers build Docker containers, they want them as small as possible. A standard Ubuntu container is around 72 megabytes, but Alpine Linux, which uses Busybox, is only about 5 megabytes. That's 14 times smaller. Smaller containers mean faster downloads, faster deployments, less storage cost, and a smaller security attack surface. This is why Alpine Linux with Busybox has become the go-to base image for professional Docker containers in production environments. Here's something really cool. You can build a custom version of Busybox yourself with only the applets you need. You download the Busybox source code, run make menu config, which gives you a checklist of every applet, check only the ones you want, then run make, and boom, you have a custom binary. You can also cross-compile it, meaning you build it on your laptop, but make it run on an ARM processor inside a router. This flexibility is one of the reasons embedded Linux engineers absolutely love Busybox. Now, let's zoom out and understand where Busybox fits in the overall embedded Linux software stack. At the bottom, you have the Linux kernel. That's the core of the operating system. Above that, you have a C library. For embedded systems, this is often Muscle C library or UC library instead of the full GC library because, again, size matters. And then on top of that, you have Busybox providing your user space tools and shell. These three layers, kernel, tiny C library, Busybox, give you a complete, fully functional Linux system in just a few megabytes. It's engineering elegance at its finest. Now, to be fair, let's talk about Busybox's strengths and its limitations. On the strength side, it's tiny, it has minimal dependencies, its small code base is easy to audit for security, and it starts up incredibly fast. On the limitation side, Busybox's implementations of tools are deliberately simplified. Some advanced flags that GNU grep or GNU awk support just aren't there. If you're writing complex shell scripts that rely on bash-specific features, you might hit edge cases. Busybox is brilliant for embedded systems, but for heavy-duty scripting on a server, you'll want the full GNU tools. Here's the best part. You can try Busybox right now without installing anything. If you have Docker on your computer, just open a terminal and type docker run-it busybox sh. That's it. Docker will pull the Busybox image, it's only about 1 megabyte, and drop you into a Busybox shell. Try running ls or echo hello world or wget right there in your terminal. It's a great way to get hands-on with exactly what runs inside millions of embedded devices around the world. Go ahead, give it a try after this video. Alright, let's bring it all together with a quick recap. Busybox is a single binary that packs over 300 Linux tools into roughly 1 megabyte. It's designed for embedded systems where storage and memory are extremely limited. It uses a clever symlink system, so each tool feels like its own command. When compared to GNU tools, Busybox trades advanced features for a dramatically smaller footprint. It powers routers, IoT devices, Android, and Docker Alpine containers. And you can try it yourself with a single Docker command. And that's a wrap on Busybox, the Swiss Army knife of embedded Linux. I hope this video gave you a really clear picture of what Busybox is, why it exists, and why it's such an important part of the Linux ecosystem. If you found this helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to keep learning about Linux, embedded systems, and how computers actually work under the hood, hit subscribe because we've got a lot more coming your way. See you in the next one. Take care.